Good morning, students. Today we are discussing about the decentralization. Decentralization is the process by which the activities of an organization, particularly those regarding planning and decision making, are distributed or delegated away from a central authoritative location or group. So, taking something from from the center of something and distributing to the areas. So, in India, power is concentrated on central government through the constitution, or in the state government through the constitution. So, those who were having control of the power decided to divide that power into the provinces or into the smaller units of Indian system. So that is decentralization. In Sainik school, the power of the administration is with the principal. He delegates the power to the vice principal or the housemasters or the teachers. That is a delegation, handing over, taking decisions and implement. So that is the process of decentralization. So, when the decentralization is taking place, the process of dispersing or distributing the decision-making power to the smaller units is known as decentralization. Another aspect. From the center unit to the smaller unit. That is a decentralization. In a electricity generating big generator generates, it gives power to the lower levels. That's only. Or taking away the power from the supreme level to state level and the giving to the local level is called as decentralization. From the center, take the local and to others. That's a decentralization. For that, the center should agree. Okay, you take that responsibility, you do it. It is your duty to do, your responsibility to do it. That's a decentralization. In other way, we can say decentralization is a means the division of a group of functions and activities into relatively autonomous units. That's also decentralization. With overall authority and responsibility for their operation delegate. So they are responsible for the operation of those things, doing the things. That is. In Indian system we call it Panchayati Raj. Panchayat means Panch, 5 officials. Persons who are having the responsibility of running the government. They are called Panchayat. So it is meant for the rural areas of India. If it is urban or suburban, it is municipalities or municipal corporations. So the Panchayat Raj institutions can be in urban areas, semi-urban areas, or in the villages. Semi-urban areas or municipalities, we call it areas, the population is less, there we call it municipalities. Urban areas, big cities, we call it municipal corporations. So the Gram Panchayat in the village level is a real ground realities. The power is given to the people in the village Panchayat. That is known as Gram Panchayat. So Gram Panchayat is at village level. The Indian Constitution was amended in 1992 and it is known as 73rd Amendment. So 73rd Amendment, the Constitutional Act of 1992, and it came into force on 24th April 1993. The Panchayat Raj system was legally and constitutionally accepted by the members of Indian Parliament, and they made it legal, means it can function according to the rules and regulations made in the Constitution. It is not functioning as per the mercy of the central government or the state government. It is written down through the provisions of the Constitution that Panchayat Raj system can exist in India. So in the constitutional provisions, we can read devolution of powers, devolving, giving powers, responsibilities, taking the power, preparation of economic development plans and social justice. All those things are to be done by the members of the society. So about 29 subjects or items are being discussed and included in the 11th schedule of the Constitution concerning the Panchayat. So they are given the permission to levy and collect appropriate taxes, duties, tolls and fees. So the Panchayat is permitted to collect the tolls or the fees. If you want to get certificate, there are some fees are, so that Panchayat can get. Means you want to construct a house plan should be approved by Panchayat. You have to pay a fees for that. Or there is a dam constructed. For using that dam water, some toll is used, some amount. Some house taxes are there, land taxes are there. These are the responsibilities of Panchayat. The Act aims to provide a 3-tier system of Panchayat for all the states having a population of over 2 million. If population is lesser than 2 million, Panchayat Raj system may not be implemented. That is special. So, population should be more than 2 million. And elections to be held in the regular intervals of 5 years. We know all the elected posts in India except Rajya Sabha MPs, it is 5 years. Same with the Panchayat also. You know, Rajya Sabha it is 6 years. Except Rajya Sabha, all the elected posts in India is of 5 years. Sorry. State Legislative Council, some states they are also having 6 years. So, in the village Panchayat, scheduled caste members, scheduled tribes and women have got reservations. You know, scheduled caste and scheduled tribes are having naturally reservation to the parliament and even to the assemblies. I hope you know the proportion. 15% of the seats for scheduled caste and 7.5% seats for the tribal people. Now 30% of the seats are reserved for women also. So that is the question. Because in Panchayat Raj, women should come front to look after the activities, duties and responsibilities. So there are provisions for women, scheduled caste and scheduled tribe in the village panchayats. So there is this panchayat, village panchayat can gather together and they can have a district committee of planning. That is possible for them. They can do it. We will further come to Samadhi, then we will come back to this again. Now above the village panchayat there is a block level panchayat. Some states call it Samadhi, some call it village panchayat. So it is depend upon the words used by different states. So it is just above the village panchayat, but below the district panchayat. So there is tahsils, or we call it tahsils, or block level areas. It is there. Mandal, Taluka, etc. If you go to Andhra Pradesh, you can hear the words as a Praja Parishad, Mandal Praja Parishad. If you go to Gujarat and Karnataka, if we are in Karnataka also we use it, and Gujarat also we use the word Taluka. And if you go to Maharashtra, we can see Samadhi. So different words are used by different states for the block level members. And the constitution of block level members is different. That is in different states. So the sarpanches of that area, the village panchayat sarpanches are naturally members of Panchayat Samadhi or Block Samadhi in most of the states of India. The MPs are members. The MLAs are members. We know Bijapur is a district. Bijapur may have 5 or 6 Samadhis or talukas. In all the talukas, MP, member of parliament, is a member in that. The MLAs of that area are members of the Samadhis. The district officer, SDO of the local subdivision, he is also a member. Then there are members who are SC members are nominated, women are nominated. If there are cooperative society, they are also nominated. So are in different states, have got different methods of selecting the members of the Samadhi. But when we go to Kerala, all the members of the Samadhi are elected just like the members of Gram Panchayat and District Panchayat members. The members are elected. So that is the difference. It is left to the state to decide how and what should take place. So the state has got the power to decide, and states have decided. So that is a village panchayat distribution. Tomorrow we will discuss about village panchayat, the powers and functions of a district panchayat, how the district panchayat is formed, and the village panchayat function properly in different states. Thank you very